Two Big East foes square off today down in D.C. The Marquette Golden Eagles visiting the Georgetown Hoyas for a matchup between two teams in completely different situations. I'm Dan Avington, live on this broadcast from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as the unbeaten Hoyas take on a winless Marquette in the first of two matchups between these teams this season. Marquette has had back-to-back close losses to Villanova and Denver, but this Golden Eagles team has looked strong at various times this year, as attackman Devin Cowan and Griffin Fleming have led the charge so far this season. But this MU defense is going to need to clamp down today against a dangerous team down in Washington, D.C., as Georgetown has just been flat-out dominant over the course of this early season, having allowed just 2 goals in their first 2 Big East games. The Hoyas are 3-0 on the 2021 season, and they are ranked at number 4 in the country. Right now, they have one of the most formidable defenses in the country, while Tewaaraton candidate Jake Caraway paces the offense. So now we will get ready for the first face-off of today's game. It's Thomas Washington and James Riley out there. Washington for the Golden Eagles, Riley for Georgetown. And this one is sent to the side. It looks like it'll be Georgetown starting out with the ball in today's matchup. Georgetown in the white, Marquette in their blues. This Hoyas team led by number 19, Jake Caraway, 6'2" graduate student out of Annapolis, Maryland, All-American candidate, All Big East, multiple times in his career, and so far this season he has brought himself to the Georgetown all-time points record. Here comes Declan McDermott for the Hoyas. Driving down the right alley, they send it back to X. Mason Woodward defending for the Golden Eagles. McDermott has it up top, defended by Corsell, works it over. Now they have it back at X. Woodward defending Caraway. Now it's up to Graham Bundy Jr. Bundy goes right, heads in. Save made by Gabe Stein, the Golden Eagles netminder today. And Marquette will head back the other way. The Golden Eagles going to try to clear it here. Gabe Stein, the starting goaltender for Marquette today, number 33 in blue. Marquette has employed 3 different goalkeepers on the year so far, and Stein makes his first save. Here come the Golden Eagles. Griffin Fleming working from X. He works it up top to Morgan Macco. He shoots, he scores. Marquette gets on the board first as Morgan Macco with a lefty rip from the outside. Griffin Fleming with a beautiful feed to the transfer from Bellarmine, and the Golden Eagles lead 1-0. Morgan Macco, the 6-foot graduate student out of Brother Rice in Michigan, transfer from Bellarmine University, has torched the Golden Eagles in the past, and now he gives them the first goal of the day against a flaming hot Georgetown team. Here's another face-off between Washington and Riley. Scrap for this one. Logan Crines going after the ground ball, and he picks it up. Marquette has possession. 1-0 the Golden Eagles lead down at Cooper Field in Washington, D.C. I'm Dan Avington, here on the call remotely from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as two Big East foes square off today in some lacrosse action. Here's Devin Cowan, works it up to Connor McClelland. McClelland, senior captain who the team calls Spike, works it over to superstar freshman Russell Melendez. And now Garrett Moya back to X. Here's Cowan. One storyline to watch today. Georgetown's best defender, Gibson Smith, projected first-team All-American, is out for multiple weeks due to an injury sustained in practice as Melendez fires one wide. Golden Eagles lead 1-0. Marquette with their starting attack unit out there, as well as Melendez, Connor McClelland, and Garrett Moya in the midfield. Here goes Fleming into the midfield, and that one is jarred loose, so it'll head back the other way. Marquette's going to have a few offensive midfielders trapped on now, as here's a chance for Georgetown. They have to pull it back out. Now up top to the LSM, number 48, Wallace Halpert, and Georgetown will settle things down. Marquette has employed a short rotation of defensive midfielders so far this year. But now today we see Aaron Joseph, who has worked his way back from injury. An injury sustained last season. Here's Georgetown initiating from X. That's Peter Thompson. Now gets it up to one of his teammates, Zach Granger, defending. That's number 40, Dylan Hess. Now they work it back to Graham Bundy. Bundy working on the short stick. Heads inside. Shot goes high. Stein, a bit of a taller goalkeeper for the Golden Eagles. We'll see if that provides an advantage for Marquette today. Here comes TJ Haley, the freshman attacker. Two-time Big East Freshman of the Week already. Haley initiates. Gets it up top. Here's Bundy. Heading towards the middle. Corcel defending. Marquette causes the turnover. Here comes Mason Woodward. The Golden Eagles might have a chance in transition. Last week they scored 2 transition goals, but Marquette turns it over. Cowan with a pass to Zach Granger. That went just a bit high, and now Georgetown will take it back the other way. A bit of a miscommunication by the Hoyas, but they pick up the ground ball nonetheless. 1-0 Marquette leads here in the first quarter. Bundy. Now over to Nikki Pitkevich, graduate student, transfer from Colgate, originally from Bethesda, Maryland, so returning closer to home for his graduate year. Here comes Bundy again. Georgetown with perimeter passing, right inside, beautiful feed from Haley, and there is Peter Thompson to clean up the scraps right in front, had him wide open on the doorstep, and Peter Thompson buries the first of the day for Georgetown. If you're Marquette, that can't happen. You can't let open cutters get right into your crease like that. The Golden Eagles will need to clean that up as the game goes along. Washington and Riley back out there. Not an easy matchup for Marquette's Thomas Washington, as James Riley, the junior Fogo from Berwyn, Pennsylvania, preseason All-Big East. Last season, he was 68.9% on 106 faceoffs. This year, 24 of 39. He scored 2 goals, added an assist. And there, Washington, with a faceoff violation, went a little early. So Marquette will have to regroup and clamp down on defense against the number 4 team in the nation, down there in the nation's capital at Cooper Field. Here comes Georgetown initiating from X. Nothing yet from Jake Caraway, the leading scorer for Georgetown. 1-1 is the score. Caraway initiating, defended by Woodward. Woodward, the left-handed defenseman. Here's a shot from the outside. Stein makes the save. P.J. Cox picks up the ground ball. Back to Woodward in the middle of the field. And now Gabe Stein going to initiate the clear. Never mind. There's a turnover from the Golden Eagles. A high pass from Stein over on the sideline. And that was set up for disaster from the start. Here's a pass inside. Georgetown has some numbers. Shot goes high. Marquette got lucky there. 1-1 is the score at Cooper Field. Marquette and Georgetown in a Big East matchup today. Here come the Hoyas. Declan McDermott coming down the alley. Shot goes wide. Backup is there. So the Hoyas will get to regroup on offense. Here's number 1, Declan McDermott, the lefty junior midfielder from New York. Bundy working on the short stick, comes inside, shot saved by Gabe Stein. Stein with a huge save and some big ones early on today for the Golden Eagles. Marquette trying to execute a successful clear here. Haven't had an offensive possession in a while. Need to get the defense some fresh legs. Marquette working it around with their poles in the back and finally get it up to midfield. Here's Chris Kirshner for the Golden Eagles. Mako. Back to X for Devin Cowan. Cowan working his way around the crease, tiptoes, now passes up top. Here comes Ryan Fazio, graduate student for the Golden Eagles. Kirshner, this team's leading scorer last year, but has yet to score a goal this season. Errant pass, finally corralled by Fleming, tries to work. That shot hits the outside of the net, and Owen McElroy will pick up the ground ball. McElroy, the preseason All-Big East. His father played lacrosse at Georgetown. His sister and his grandpa both went to Georgetown as well. And this season he's poised for a huge year. Has allowed just 1.96 goals as an average, and he's made 19 saves on the early season. Huge reason why this Georgetown team is so dangerous. You can't get it past Owen McElroy too many times. Here's a shot for Georgetown. That one goes high from Caraway. You're looking up and down this roster. Georgetown is very dangerous. They've got attack, they've got midfield, they've got defense, and there is a showcase in the midfield. Dylan Hess scores, initiating from X. Midfielder took advantage of the matchup he had, and Georgetown takes a 2-1 advantage. Dylan Hess, the freshman midfielder from Florida, number 10 recruit in his class, and you can see why right there. So heading back out to the face-off dot, it's Riley and Washington. 2-1, Georgetown leads. Goals from Hess and Thompson so far. Just Macco for the Golden Eagles as Riley wins this one. Ground ball being scrapped for. Riley comes up with it once again. Washington defending. Here's a shot in transition. That's Geddes with the goal for Georgetown. The short stick D mid, he took advantage in transition. He was wide open on the doorstep, and Georgetown takes a 3-1 advantage. That is not what Marquette wanted on that possession whatsoever, and the Golden Eagles need to settle things down now. Georgetown making a change at faceoff. That's Carson Milburn, the sophomore, member of the Canadian U19 national team. He'll be going against Washington now. 3-1 is the score. Marquette needs to snatch some momentum back here. Ground ball picked up by Georgetown. Still a scrap for it, though. Marquette players get to come out of the box. Washington, just hounded by Georgetown, tries to toss this one up for Melendez, and Georgetown's Alex Mazzone comes up with it. As I was saying, before Georgetown scored that goal, this Georgetown team has talent up and down its roster. Multiple preseason All-Big East, including their goalie, their face-off, their main attacker, their best defender, and their LSM. It is not a unit that you can take scouting lightly on. Here comes Georgetown in some settled offense. They'll get to go 6-on-6 now. We'll see what the Marquette defense can do. Petkevich. He's got his defender hung up. This one whipped out in front, but Georgetown has to go pick up the ground ball. Here's Jake Caraway. Ball is poked loose by Jacob Hallam, and Mason Woodward picks up the ground ball. Good team defense from the Golden Eagles. Coach Jake Richard and Andrew Stimmel will be happy about that one. Two former defensive midfielders. Gotta love that. Granger takes it over midfield, and Marquette will be on the offensive again. 3-1 is the score here in the first quarter. I'm Dan Abington on the call as Peter Henkhaus comes in. Shot. That one went right near McElroy, but it looked like Georgetown picked up the ground ball and then stepped into the crease, which you're not allowed to do. So Marquette will be on offense now. Up top to Garrett Moya, who has 4 assists on the year, had a hat trick of assists last week. Marquette's midfield right now, Moya, Orsini, and Henkhaus, with Melendez, Fleming, and Cowan at attack. Here comes Henkhaus. Works his way back at X. Defended by number 13, Zach Geddes from Winchester, Massachusetts. Here comes Moya. He's defended by Jack Leary, the freshman out of the Haverford School in Pennsylvania. Melendez looking. No one's there. He's got Fleming on the opposite side. He finds him. Orsini comes down the alley, and now back to X. Anthony Orsini, the strong midfielder for the Golden Eagles, has the fastest shot on this Marquette team. Moya, using his big 6'2 frame to body his way into his defender. He's got the short stick. Moya passes. This one out front. Griffin Fleming shoots and scores. Garrett Moya with the beautiful pass gets the assist for Marquette, and Griffin Fleming buries it. The senior captain, well, the redshirt junior captain, I should say, after his extra year of eligibility from last season. But Marquette brings it back to 3-2. The Golden Eagles are trotting Luke Rios out there for his first college action at the face-off dot. 3-2 is the score. Rios fights for this one. Ground ball picked up by Riley. Looked like Rios may have had a chance, but was not able to pick it up. Here's Will Godine, two-way midfielder. And now he gives way to McDermott. Logan Crines defending. Crines in the past has been a short stick defensive midfielder for the Golden Eagles, and this year he can play either short stick or long stick. Very versatile player in the defense for Marquette. Bodying his player off the ball is Crines. Now Georgetown initiating from the top. That ball jarred loose by Noah Verlinde, and Marquette picks up the ground ball. Here comes Anthony Corsell. Noah Verlinde, the redshirt freshman, left-handed defenseman, causes a turnover there. And Marquette back on the offense. Fleming. Now Fazio has it up top. Here comes Ryan Fazio. Coming down the left alley, he shoots, goes far pipe, and Ryan Fazio ties up this game at 3. Ryan Fazio, number 6 in blue, the graduate student for Marquette out of California, notches his first goal of the season, and Marquette has tied up the number 4 team in the country. Fazio, the left-handed dominant player, looked like Georgetown didn't do their scouting on that play as they let him have the side that he wanted, and he was able to exploit the advantage. 3-3 is the score as this ground ball is picked up by James Riley. Georgetown has won the large majority of the faceoffs today. And here's TJ Haley, defended by PJ Cox. This Marquette team with multiple graduate students making a big impact, as last year the starting lineup returned almost in full outside of Luke Anderson. So PJ Cox, Peter Henkhaus, as well as Connor McClelland, all were able to come back, in addition to Fazio. Marquette trying to win the run out here, but Georgetown will end up with the ball. It's 3-3 in the first quarter. Time ticking down. Looks like the referees are trying to determine where the ball should be. I'm Dan Avington on the call here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Remote broadcast of this matchup between the Marquette Golden Eagles and the number 4 Georgetown Hoyas. Referees deliberating near midfield, trying to determine whose ball it should be. And it looks like it'll be awarded to Georgetown, as they had initially said. 3-3 is the score. Marquette trying to regain the momentum here after they've scored the last 2. It was 3-1, now it's 3-3. Marquette with an impressive showing today. They've already outscored Villanova and St. John's in just the first quarter of today. Villanova scored just 1 goal in the season opener against Georgetown, and St. John's the same thing. Only 2 combined goals for those 2 teams against the Georgetown Hoyas and their formidable defense, but no Gibson Smith today for Georgetown. Here comes Jake Caraway, the All-American. working his way in, defended by Woodward. Woodward with strong defense so far. Caraway looks to the front, and this ball is poked loose by P.J. Cox. Big ground ball picked up by Marquette. Physical play, Logan Crines. The 6'2 D midi for Marquette makes the play. Shot, bounced wide. But that was a good chance for the Golden Eagles and a great clear. Pretty much a self-clear by Logan Crines. Back-flipped shot. Looks like that was Griffin Fleming. Melendez wins the run out. That was a big play for the Golden Eagles. Here comes Marquette on offense. 3-3. The Golden Eagles have the last two. Fleming working on Lacalzi. Back to Fazio, who scored the last goal for Marquette. He's going to initiate from the top. Now over to Griffin Freeze. Freeze back to Fazio. He's got the short stick. Fazio gets a step. He comes inside, shoots, and scores. Fazio beats Owen McElroy, bottom left, and gives Marquette a 4-3 lead over the Georgetown Hoyas. Spectacular goal from Ryan Fazio. That's his second of the day, his second of the season. And Marquette now leads 4-3. Thomas Washington back out there for the Golden Eagles in place of Luke Rios. Here's the scrap for the face-off. Washington thought he had it, but Georgetown comes up with it. Verlinde causes a turnover. That's two caused turnovers by Noah Verlinde, but then he turns it right back. Never mind. There's a flag, and a penalty will go against Georgetown for a push. I'm not sure if that was Bundy or Caraway. I saw 9. So it's either 9 or 19. It's 19. Jake Caraway will have some time in the penalty box. I believe it's a 30-second penalty against the All-Big East player. And Marquette will go on the man up. Here's Griffin Fleming. Over to Holden Patterson. Two guys that Marquette inserts into the man up. It's Holden Patterson and Colin O'Donnell. Numbers 9 and 28 in blue. McClellan so dangerous on the inside on this man up. The box lacrosse player. McClellan. Fancy passing from the Golden Eagles, and there's O'Donnell right on the doorstep. Marquette finds him. And Colin O'Donnell with his first of the season. Marquette has a 5-3 lead. Can't count out the Golden Eagles today. 5-3. Marquette is up. As Marquette gets one from Colin O'Donnell. An unlikely suspect if you watched last week's game, but Marquette now up 2. Here's another face-off, Washington and Riley. And that face-off will be a violation against Riley. He went early, so Marquette will have it back. We'll see what Marquette can do on offense here. Here's Kirshner, the redshirt freshman. Marquette with an insanely young offense last season, but gained some veteran presence back with Griffin Fleming. Have Morgan Macco, the transfer graduate student now, but they still have guys like Devin Cowan, Jake Stegman, Chris Kirshner, part of last year's youngest attack group in college lacrosse. And that will signal the end of the first quarter at Cooper Field. Marquette leads 5-3 at the end of 1, and the Golden Eagles are trying to topple the number 4 team in the country. So stay tuned for after the first quarter in just a sec. Welcome back to this broadcast of Marquette versus Georgetown lacrosse. The Golden Eagles lead 5-3 at the end of the first quarter, and Georgetown wins the opening faceoff of the second. That was James Riley with an important faceoff win for Georgetown. They're down 5-3, and trailing is not a position that they're used to. But Georgetown will control the offense to start out the second quarter. So they will initiate with the top midfield line. Graham Bundy coming down, defended by short stick Jacob Hallam. Here's Petkevich up top for Hess, who has scored one of the goals for the Hoyas. Hess back to X for Caraway, the initiator of this offense. Last week I was talking about Keegan Kahn as the maestro of the Villanova offense, and Jake Caraway does the same thing for this Georgetown team. His shot there goes high and wide. Backup is there by Dylan Hess. Corsell defending. For Lindy with the double, Marquette causes the turnover, and Corsell picks up the ground ball. Anthony Corsell with his first CT of the day. Marquette will now try to clear and go back on the offensive. Golden Eagles with Hallam out there as Fleming goes inside. Save made. I'm not sure if that was a save or if it hit the pipe. Either way, great chance for Marquette, stifled by Georgetown. 5-3. Right now, Marquette leads. Georgetown trying to take the momentum back. Petkevich back to X for TJ Haley. Here's Nicky Petkevich up top for McDermott. Freshman David Lamarca defending as the LSM for Marquette. Here comes Hess. This one worked over for McDermott. Shot goes wide. Gabe Stein was there. Here's Haley. Defended by Zach Granger. Granger and Woodward form a pretty formidable defensive pairing for the Golden Eagles, and P.J. Cox, the glue guy out there, as Marquette's third defender. Here comes Georgetown. Back to X. Marquette will have a penalty. That's against Connor McClelland. Now Georgetown passes that one into the middle. Bit of a weird ground ball picked up by Hess. Shot, goal. Unsettled offense. Jake Caraway able to capitalize. That is an excellent play from Dylan Hess, picking up the ground ball right in front and not trying to shoot, but instead getting it out to his All-American teammate. And when you have somebody that can shoot it the way Caraway is able to, you may as well take advantage. 5-4 now. Riley and Washington going back out to the faceoff dot. 5-4 is the score at Cooper Field. Dan Avington on the call. Marquette versus Georgetown. Golden Eagles certainly hanging with Georgetown right now. They still have the lead. We'll see how much longer they can sustain that. Smooth ground ball from number 44, Alex Mazzone, the LSM. His brother Christian plays in the Premier Lacrosse League for Archers Lacrosse Club. And Mazzone has played close defense, and he's played LSM for this Georgetown team. Here comes TJ Haley. Works it out top for Petkevich. This one down low. Right in front for Haley, but the pass wasn't where he needed it. Now he works it out to Petkevich, who buries one to the bottom left corner. Stein could not get there in time, and it's all knotted up at 5 again. Georgetown ties things up. It's 5-5. A crucial goal there for Georgetown to tie things up. Marquette trying to get some momentum back on their side now. But the ground ball is picked up by Georgetown on the faceoff. And now they've got a transition opportunity. P.J. Cox knocked that one out of bounds, and Haley will have possession again. 5-5 is the score in the second quarter at Cooper Field in Washington, D.C. Some Big East lacrosse action today. Both of these teams in some somewhat different scenarios, as Georgetown unbeaten on the year, Marquette winless, having lost to Denver and Villanova early this year. Georgetown, on the other hand, wins over Big East foes Villanova and St. John's, and also at Mount St. Mary's last week. Georgetown will head to Denver next week to take on the Pios and Marquette. They've got a home matchup against Providence. RV Providence, that is receiving votes in the top 25 poll. No easy teams in this Big East slate, that's for sure. I'm sure as Georgetown has learned today. And Petkevich with another one. He gets his second of the day, his second in a row, and Georgetown takes a 6-5 lead thanks to the transfer from Colgate. Georgetown has their first lead in a little while, and Marquette is scrambling a bit on defense right now. The Hoyas 3-0, the number 4 team in the country, and they have allowed just 7 goals on the year. They've won 16-1, 19-1, and 17-5. So Marquette has already tied Georgetown's highest goals allowed on the season, which is a positive sign if you're Marquette, but you need to sustain that offense. Here's Georgetown. TJ Haley has it back at X. Marquette's defense, Mason Woodward, PJ Cox, and Zach Granger, the 3 in close. Aaron Joseph, Noah Verlinde, and Jacob Hallam are the rope unit. The referee gets knocked over, but Marquette able to turn that ball over. And here come the Golden Eagles. Stein into the middle, and Marquette's going to clear. Melendez goes with his left, comes back, now heads down the right alley. He missed it. I think that one hit the pipe. But Melendez gets the ground ball back. Marquette back in the settled offense. Cowan going left. Talking to Andrew Stimmel, you can hear his high praise for Devin Cowan. He's strong, physical, and he can get to the rack. But that one he turns over after he got triple teamed and couldn't really do much with the ball. So Georgetown back on offense. Now PJ Cox picks it off. Looked like Woodward got a piece of that pass. And now Marquette trying to even things up at 6. Fazio out of Solana Beach, California, gets pushed. And it'll be Marquette possession again. 6-5 is the score. Goals from Fleming, Macco, Fazio with 2, and O'Donnell with 1 for the Golden Eagles. Marquette brings in their midfield. It's Moya as well as Melendez and McClelland. Macco back out there for the Golden Eagles, who have been employing a bit of a 4-person rotation out there at attack. Melendez shot, blocked, picks it back up. Russell Melendez, the freshman out of Severna Park, Maryland, earning his first start today. As Cowan takes one inside, physical play by Devin Cowan, works his way around the freshman defender Will Tominovich, and he scores. All tied up at 6 down at Cooper Field in Washington, D.C. The Marquette Golden Eagles staying with the number 4 team in the country today. Devin Cowan with that goal for Marquette. The redshirt freshman from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, comes from an athletic family. His dad played lacrosse at New England College, and his mom field hockey at Montclair. Cowan was the number 34 attackman in his class. Last year scored 9 goals and 8 assists as Georgetown gets a chance in transition. Big ground ball pickup made by Zach Granger. And the Golden Eagles will be on offense as long as they can clear here. Granger is triple teamed. We'll see if he can get his way over. He can't. Georgetown has some numbers. But they will slow things down a bit. Score 6-6. Here's a shot from up top. Save made by Gabe Stein. I think a bit of a rush shot there by Georgetown. Maybe not their best decision. And now Marquette brings it over. That's Peter Henkhaus, who has seen a bit of a two-way role this season for the Golden Eagles after being primarily an offensive midfielder in his first few seasons. And now Ryan Fazio. Over to Garrett Moya, who has an assist on the day. Henkhaus. Back to X. Here's Fleming. Initiating from behind the cage. Fleming, physical dodge. Inside, shot. That one goes wide from Fazio. Backup is there for the Golden Eagles. Good hustle from Morgan Macco. Never too old to make those hustle plays. Marquette with a dangerous offensive group out there right now. As Macco heads inside, he had a Henkhaus open for a pass, but Henkhaus couldn't handle it. Marquette has Fazio trapped on defense. Never mind, he's going to get off now with the substitution. Henkhaus is out there on defense for Marquette, but he's been doing that regularly this season, so it's not too much of a loss for the Golden Eagles. McDermott comes down the alley, shoots and scores. The slide from Zach Granger was a step late, and Declan McDermott, with his first of the day, gives Georgetown a 7-6 lead over Marquette. Declan McDermott, junior midfielder out of Pleasantville, New York. 6 starts last year, 10 goals, 4 assists. Just scored his 3rd goal of this season, also has 2 assists in his now 4 starts for Marquette. Or for Georgetown, I should say. My apologies. Here's another face-off between Washington and Riley. And Mason Woodward able to get this one for the Golden Eagles. That's a big win for Washington and Marquette. Cowan back to Fleming at X. Working on Joe Lacalzi, the defender. As I mentioned earlier, Georgetown without Gibson Smith, which leaves James Donaldson as the number 1 cover man for this Georgetown team. Joe Lacalzi has been one of their best defenders all year long, but Will Tominovic, the freshman, has had to slot into a starting role more recently. Macco, Melendez, now over to Griffin Fleming. Fleming defended, shot, saved by McElroy. Big save for Owen McElroy, and his team will clear. Verlinde trotting on. Fleming out there on defense for Marquette with the LSM. Good hustle by Griffin Fleming to make sure there was no odd man rush for Georgetown. Here comes Crines for the Golden Eagles. Georgetown on offense. McDermott initiating. Defended by Corsell. Woodward defending Caraway. Woodward all in his hands. Now matchups have switched a bit. Peter Thompson gives way to Haley, shoots, and he scores. TJ Haley got his stick checked away, but is able to make this an 8-6 game for the Georgetown Hoyas. TJ Haley, the freshman from Shadyside, Maryland. 2-time Big East Freshman of the Week already. Gets his 3rd goal of the season. He has 11 assists to add to that, with 2 more today. So that makes it 13 assists on the year. Georgetown leads 8-6 thanks to TJ Haley, whose cousin was a former starting goaltender for Georgetown, and he has 2 other cousins who play at Ohio State and Denver. So a big lacrosse family. And TJ Haley has stepped into an immediate starting role and an important distributor role. Caraway is defended by Woodward. He's going to slow things down a bit. Now here's Dylan Hess. They give way to the second midfield unit. That's Colin Monroe, the senior. Has 3 goals on the year. Georgetown, I think that one hit a pipe. It was either a pipe or Stein made an incredible save for the Golden Eagles, but Marquette will clear now. 8-6. down at Cooper Field in D.C. Oh, a big hit on Chris Kirschner. And it looks like Marquette will go on the man up here whenever they turn the ball over. Here's McClelland. Defended. Now back to Garrett Moya. Moya, a big physical dodger for Marquette, but he's been mainly a distributor throughout his time as a Golden Eagle. He's got pretty equal hands. Can go with the left, can go with the right. And with his size, he's got good vision. That shot blocked from Kirschner. Geddes made the block, but the Golden Eagles pick up the ground ball. Marquette trying to capitalize here before the EMO. That is extra man opportunity. Here comes Cowan. Shot. Save made by Owen McElroy. A sprawling save. But his team is going on the man down. Marquette bringing in their two specialists, Holden Patterson and Colin O'Donnell. Patterson 28, O'Donnell number 9. 8-6 is the score at Cooper Field. Almost at the end of the second quarter. Marquette wants to tie things up before halftime. McClelland has the ball for Marquette. Bit of a different situation right now for Marquette. They normally have McClelland in the middle with everyone else around the perimeter, but now it's O'Donnell and Holden Patterson in the middle. Now Fleming gets an outside shot, sneaks that one in near pipe, and Marquette is down one again, 8-7, as Griffin Fleming, the captain, gets his second goal of the day off the assist from Colin O'Donnell. This Marquette man-up unit has just been deadly so far in the 2021 season. And Marquette, thanks to Griffin Fleming, is down one. 2 goals for Fleming, 1 from Cowan and Mako, as well as Colin O'Donnell, and Fazio has 2. 8-7 in the second quarter. Washington and Riley. Riley wins this one with relative ease. Here's Georgetown with the ball back at X. Max Krzyzewski defending for the Golden Eagles. Here's Hess. Now over to Bundy. Graham Bundy Jr., member of the U.S. U21 national team, the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, has earned starts in all 4 games this season. Trying to work on Anthony Corsell, the leader of this Marquette defensive midfield. Here comes McDermott, who's drawn a pole. Woodward defending. This one up top. McDermott shot. Goes wide. Gabe Stein able to fend that one off. Stein, a big body in goal for the Golden Eagles. As Cox gets tripped up, Marquette's defense in a little bit of disarray, but Georgetown turns it over. Cowan got pushed. So the 8-7 lead for Georgetown might become no lead if Marquette can get a goal here. Here's Fleming, and Marquette is going to take a timeout. Probably a wise timeout for the Golden Eagles to set things up here and try to tie this game. So here come the Golden Eagles after the timeout. Melendez, number 31 in blue. He will be initiating the offense from the wing for Marquette. He's defended by Zach Geddes, the short stick D midi. Marquette trying to tie this game up before the half. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first at Cooper Field. Melendez. Just wasting the time. Don't want to give Georgetown too much time on the clock, of course. Such a talented team. Marquette won that first quarter 5-3. And now Georgetown leads this one 5-2. Melendez shot from the outside. McElroy, big save. Marquette wins the run out. There's McClelland to pick it up, and I believe Stimmel's going to take another timeout for the Golden Eagles. Another smart timeout to regroup and try to give the offense a chance to get an equalizer right here. Good shot from Melendez, but the save was made by McElroy. Marquette likely to draw something up for one of their offensive players here. We've seen a varied offensive attack today from the Golden Eagles. Fleming, Cowan, Macco, Fazio, O'Donnell, all with goals. Melendez has generated 4 shots, even though he hasn't converted on any of them. Stein has made 6 saves, allowed 8 goals. Marquette with 7 caused turnovers today, and they have turned it over 7 times. So that's a good number. If you're Marquette, your caused turnover and turnover ratio being equal is not a bad thing. Obviously, you would like your caused turnovers to be more than your turnovers, but I think you'll accept it either way. So Marquette trying to make this one an 8-8 game. Not an easy thing to do against a vaunted Georgetown Hoyas defense. But without Gibson Smith, they've got one less All-American cover man out there, which Marquette will certainly accept. Here comes Griffin Fleming from Marquette. He's got number 34, Joe LaCalzi, on him out of Rockville Center, New York. He's also played LSM and close defense, so he's seen time both up top and down low for this Georgetown team. And now Fleming will initiate. Taking some time off the clock. Here comes Fleming. He's got a pick from Garrett Moya. Fleming comes down left-handed. Surveys the terrain. He's got Fazio in the middle. He finds him, shoots, and Ryan Fazio hat trick to tie this one up at 8 in the second quarter. Marquette has 3 goals from their graduate student attackman. Ryan Fazio with a hat trick brings Marquette back to even. It's 8-8 with 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. Wow. Excellent play for the Golden Eagles. Fazio with quick hands inside. Marquette needs to stave off one last chance here if Georgetown wins the face-off. And Riley certainly has won most of them today. He wins this one to himself. Riley shot from the way outside. Stein makes the save. Granger picks up the ground ball, tosses this one down. And at the half, Marquette and Georgetown all tied up at 8. You can wipe away the first 30 minutes of today's game because at halftime, it's 8-8. 3 goals from Ryan Fazio to lead all scorers. Fleming has 2, Cowan 1, Macco and O'Donnell each with 1 for Marquette. And Petkevich leads Georgetown with 2 at the halftime break. So I'm going to take a quick break here on this broadcast from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When I come back, second half of action between Marquette and Georgetown, so stay tuned. Welcome back to this broadcast of Marquette versus Georgetown lacrosse. I'm Dan Avington, live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The game is in D.C., though, so a remote broadcast of today's game. Marquette and Georgetown, number 4 team in the country, all tied at 8 at halftime. Marquette with 3 goals from graduate student Ryan Fazio to lead all scorers. Gabe Stein has made 7 saves in the cage, I should say, and has allowed 8 goals for a 46.7 percentage. Owen McElroy, 8 goals allowed, 6 saves made for the Hoyas. Nicky Petkevich, number 12, the transfer from Colgate, is the leading scorer for Georgetown. Here's the first face-off. It looks like Marquette won the clamp, and now the Golden Eagles will start out with the ball. Corsell with a bit of a weird pass to Marquette's keeper, but the Golden Eagles going to try to clear now. Corsell has an open midfielder, and there's Granger, who had made his way over midfield, and Marquette successfully clears. Here comes Devin Cowan for the Golden Eagles. 1 goal so far on the day. Now it's Connor McClelland. Not on the board yet today, but he is one of the most important players in this Marquette offense. McClelland was drafted into the National Lacrosse League, the Box Lacrosse League, by pick number 12. But just as I say his name, Connor McClelland takes the pass on the inside from Griffin Fleming, turns around, left-handed shot, and that is Connor McClelland's bread and butter. 9-8, Marquette leads now as Spike gives Marquette the lead. Wow. Griffin Fleming with his 3rd assist of the day. He's got 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists, and McClelland gets himself on the board. Here's a face-off won by Riley. Marquette trying to cause a turnover, but Georgetown will have possession. Marquette with a 9-8 lead over the number 4 team in the country, and that is something that you will never turn away. Even if this is a loss, Marquette can take away many good things from today's game. Here's Dylan Hess for Georgetown. He's got the short stick. He's defended by Logan Crines. Here comes Jake Caraway, initiating from X. He's got a step on Mason Woodward, and Jake Caraway shoots and scores, makes it a 9-9 game. Caraway, the graduate student from Annapolis, Maryland. He is the lifeline of this Georgetown offense. 2019 All-Big East first team, USILA honorable mention All-American. In 2020, he was supposed to be an All-American. He was named to the Tewaaraton Award watch list. And this year, 2021 preseason Big East Player of the Year on the offensive side. And right there, he got a step on Mason Woodward and was able to get the big score for Georgetown to tie this one up at 9. Woodward has done a nice job containing Caraway so far today. Just 2 goals for one of the top players in the country. Not an easy assignment for the redshirt freshman defender, but he has proved capable of handling some of the best attackmen in the country. Marquette back on defense as Georgetown clears this one successfully. It is Corsell and Hallam as the 2 short stick defensive midfielders. David Lamarca is the LSM, and Marquette with their 3 close defenders as usual. Georgetown working the ball around the perimeter. Here's Hess working on the short stick. That's Hallam. Draws the slide and now pulls it back out with PJ Cox all over him. Lamarca defending back at X. Now Georgetown works the ball back out. Corsell is hung up. Here's a pass for Bundy. Shot and a score for Graham Bundy Jr. on the assist from Nicky Petkevich. Looked like that one was a bouncer. Stein couldn't read it. Off the turf. And Georgetown back with the lead. It's 10-9. And Riley and Washington will head back out there. Georgetown has won 16 faceoffs compared to just 5 for the Golden Eagles. But Marquette just trying to turn some of these into 50-50 ground balls. Looks like Washington will be called for a hold. Face-off violation against Marquette. Not the way they wanted that play to go. But this game far from over. Only a 1-goal deficit right now for Marquette, especially if they can get a stop here on the defensive side. That would be critical. Here comes McDermott back to X. Marquette scrambling a little bit on defense. And Georgetown takes advantage. I said it right away as soon as Marquette's defense was a little bit out of sorts. Georgetown immediately takes advantage. They found Colin Monroe on the inside. 11-9 Georgetown leads. TJ Haley distributing as he does best. He has 3 assists today. I believe that is 14 now on the season. Came in with 11, 3 today. That adds up to 14. Monroe gets his 4th of the season, his 1st of the day. Marquette needs a face-off win here for Thomas Washington. And they can't get it. Riley able to win this face-off. And Georgetown will go back on the offensive. Marquette needs to turn things around very quick here in the second half. They need to stop pretty desperately as of right now. Can't keep having their defense out there on the field against this insanely dangerous Georgetown offense. There's Hess. He is harassed by Marquette. And now back to X for Jake Caraway, where he's so comfortable, gets a pick. Woodward is there. Here comes Caraway. Passes it inside to Thompson. Works his way around. Shot blocked. Somebody got in front of that one for the Golden Eagles. Caraway with the push. That ball worked out. And Marquette will not be able to get the run out. Marquette with different defensive matchups now because of that strange scenario. Here comes Bundy trying to back down his defender. Stein saw it the whole way, able to make the save. There's save number 8 for the Steiner. Stein tries to make a dangerous pass. Marquette, thankfully for the Golden Eagles, makes the play. 11-9 is the score. Marquette needs a goal to take some momentum back. 3 goals from Ryan Fazio. Here comes Cowan. Passes this one to Fazio. Shoots right-handed. That one goes wide. Fleming is there on the backup. Lacalzi defending Fleming. Here comes Griffin Fleming out of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. St. Joe's Prep graduate, which is also my alma mater. Here comes Fleming over to Jake Stegman. His first action of the day. Stegman back to X. Cowan has the ball poked away. Ground ball out in front. Lacalzi makes the play. And Georgetown on the offensive again. Not the offensive possession that Marquette wanted. Need some better ball movement than that in order to beat this Georgetown team. And the Hoyas successfully clear. They will take the reins on offense. Here's TJ Haley. Now it's up top for Monroe. Georgetown coming down the alley. McDermott, left-handed alley dodge. And there is a goal for Declan McDermott. His second of the day. It is a 12-9 advantage with 9:16 to go in the third quarter. Marquette losing all momentum against the number 4 team in the country. Need to pick things up quick here if they want to turn it around. Jack Devine now the face-off man for Marquette. Golden Eagles trying to give a bit of a different look. Big ground ball. Marquette trying to pick it up. Looks like this one has worked all the way back to Owen McElroy. It's goosed back to him. And Georgetown with a dangerous pass, but I think they're going to be able to successfully clear. Alex Mazzone gets on that ball. That was a good chance for Marquette if they could have picked up a grounder, but to no avail. That ball worked in by Georgetown. Looked like a shot attempt from Bundy, but Stein made the save right on the doorstep. A bit of a weird play, but Woodward picks up the ground ball, and Marquette, will they be able to clear? Yes, they do. Hallam makes his way over midfield. Marquette needs a good offensive chance, and they get one. Devin Cowan works his way through multiple defenders, and the red shirt freshman for the Golden Eagles makes it 12-10. Cowan with just a physical play right there. Gets his way inside. Gives him goal number 8 on the season. That's 2 for the day for Devin Cowan, his 3rd point on his 2nd goal. 8:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Marquette now trails by 2. Devine back out there for Marquette. Looks like Devine went early. Georgetown's got numbers here if they can take advantage. But good defense from Crines, able to stave off the extra man opportunity. 12-10 is the score. Marquette trails. Georgetown has the ball. James Riley and his team have won 20 of 25 faceoffs. Marquette being dominated at the faceoff dot by the preseason All-Big East out of Conestoga High School. Aaron Joseph defending for Marquette. PJ Cox comes over on the slide. Marquette switching assignments. This one back to X. There's Crines defending. Shot. Looked like that one was either saved or blocked by someone on the Marquette team. Couldn't tell. I think it's going to be officially called a block. Couldn't tell who blocked it, but Marquette can't win the run out, so it'll be a Georgetown. Another offensive possession for Georgetown. No reset of the shot clock, though. For Lindy, swarming defense, but Dylan Hess, the freshman, works his way down the alley, beats Gabe Stein, and it's a 13-10 advantage for the Georgetown Hoyas. Dylan Hess, number 40 in white, freshman from Florida, also played football and basketball in high school, and today he has matched his season total for goals. Had 2 in the first 2 games, or first 3 games, I should say, and now he has 2 today. 4 Georgetown players with 2 goals. McDermott, Caraway, Petkevich, and Hess all have 2. Bundy, Haley, Thompson, Geddes, and Monroe all have 1. High-scoring game today at Cooper Field. Riley wins that face-off. And it looks like he's going to try to stay on. Never mind, he'll instead head off. Marquette needs to control something in order to get possessions. Either need to cause turnovers, win face-offs, or take advantage of every offensive opportunity they can. Not easy to beat the number 4 team in the country, and when you lose 21 face-offs, that's not going to help out. But Marquette's still in this game, far from over. Here's Hallam defending. That ball jarred loose by P.J. Cox, it seems, and Granger with a successful clear. Heads in towards the middle, and it appears to be a timeout taken by the Golden Eagles at 6:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Marquette down 13-10, but the Golden Eagles will have an offensive opportunity when they come back from the timeout. So 3 goals from Ryan Fazio leads all scorers, 2 for Fleming and Cowan for the Golden Eagles, as well as 1 from Mako, McClelland, and O'Donnell had 1 on the man up. I mentioned Georgetown's goals a minute ago. McDermott, Caraway, Petkevich, and Hess all have 2, and then a slew of other players with 1. As far as ground balls, Mason Woodward has 5 for the Golden Eagles. I was talking to assistant coach Jake Richard last week, and he was talking about how Woodward's poise on faceoffs is, or on ground balls, I should say, is really something to be admired, and that's coming from a professional lacrosse player who goes up against some of the best in the world at LSM and defense. So high praise from Jake Richard for Mason Woodward, number 77, but he has 5 ground balls. PJ Cox has caused 3 turnovers for the Golden Eagles. For Georgetown, Riley has 13 ground balls, obviously. He has won so many faceoffs. He's picked up a whole lot of ground balls. Lacalzi has picked up 3 off the carpet. 1 caused turnover for Petkevich, Lacalzi, Donaldson, Mazzone, Milburn. And 3 turnovers from Bundy to lead Georgetown. Cowan has 3 for Marquette. And play will be resumed here with Marquette going on offense. Melendez, stutter step. Melendez, a number 69 recruit in the country. As here's an offensive opportunity for the Golden Eagles. Moya to Melendez. Going to have to make something happen. Shot saved by McElroy. Melendez tried to go low, but McElroy makes a save, and Georgetown will clear. Here's a chance for Georgetown. They've got somebody wide open in the front, and Georgetown makes it a 14-10 game off the cross of Jake Caraway. Gets himself to a hat trick. Marquette with unsettled defense, and Georgetown takes immediate advantage. Tough break for the Golden Eagles after they took that timeout, thought they were going to get a quality offensive opportunity, and they did, but Georgetown turned it around too quickly on them. Marquette trying to toss out whoever they can at the faceoff right now. As Jack Devine can't win that one, Riley comes up with, I believe, his 22nd win of the day on 26 tries. Marquette's defense has got to be tired now. Georgetown was on a 4-0 run before that Cowan goal. And then Devin Cowan got one. Georgetown has answered with a few. And now here's a chance right in front for Nicky Petkevich. Wide open on the doorstep. Beats Gabe Stein. And you can see why this Georgetown team is number 4 in the country. A 15-10 lead for Georgetown. And Marquette is scrambling right now. 4:42 to go in the third. And the Golden Eagles just need some kind of chance on offense. Marquette will send out David LaMarca just to simply try to hound Riley into a 50-50 ground ball. Riley still wins this one easily. $15-10 is the score. Georgetown leads as Caraway and Petkevich both now have hat tricks. Marquette is down 5, and they have not had a strong offensive possession in quite some time. They need a defensive stop. Looks like Marquette has gone to zone defense. LaMarca is up top. Granger out there on the wing, as well as Crines on the opposite side, Corsell in the middle, and then Woodward and Cox filling the 2 other spots. Zone defense can confuse teams a little bit, so we'll see if this Marquette adjustment can make a difference. Georgetown works it back to X. Here's Caraway. Haley back to Caraway. Now up top. Bundy. Petkevich into the middle. There's Hess. Shot. Goal. Dylan Hess now with the hat trick. His 5th of the season. Petkevich gets another assist. His 2nd and his 5th point of the day. We'll see what Marquette tries to do here. I'm not sure what adjustment can be made, because Georgetown has beat the man defense and they've beat the zone now. LaMarca will take another faceoff for Marquette. And the Golden Eagles just desperately need an offensive turn here. Big ground ball picked up by Will Godine for Georgetown. LaMarca had forced a ground ball, but the Wings weren't able to get there in time for the Golden Eagles. 16-10 is the score. Georgetown leads an 8-2 advantage in this third period for Georgetown. And that is absolutely not what Marquette was hoping for. LaMarca still up top. Woodward defending now. Gets into the hands of Caraway. That one sailing close to out of bounds. Marquette picks up the ground ball. That's Krzyzewski. And Marquette turns it right back over. TJ Haley on the ride, forced a turnover. And when Marquette needed the ball so badly, Krzyzewski cannot clear it. Georgetown back on offense. Marquette, after such a strong start to the game, a 5-3 advantage in that first quarter, tied the game up at halftime, and Georgetown has scored 8 second-half goals alone in this third quarter. An insanely dangerous team, as we're seeing here in this second half. Here's Thompson out front. Save made by Stein. Big ground ball picked up by LaMarca. Another ground ball. Scrapped for Krzyzewski. Got it up, and now Woodward finally controls it for Marquette. And the Golden Eagles need to get some offensive looks here. Down 6 with under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here's Morgan Mako back at X. Will Tominovic defending him. Mako comes around. Georgetown all in his hands. Finally gets the pass away. Orsini. Now over to Cowan. Fleming goes left, defended by Lacalzi. Tries to come around the crease, but his defender's there. Here comes Moya. Going down the left alley. Shot. Save made by McElroy. Ground ball goes all the way back to midfield. Marquette picks it up. Here's Fazio. Back to X. Mako. I believe that was a pass, but it's ruled in the stats to be a shot by Morgan Mako. And McElroy picks it off. Georgetown clears. Here's Bundy. Over to Caraway. Now, in the middle, Petkevich shot high and wide. Under 10 seconds as Georgetown with the reset. This one up top for Bundy. Shot blocked. And that one goes out of bounds. Georgetown will take a last-ditch effort here. Up top, McDermott shot high and wide. And that will do it for the third quarter, I should say. Actually, is it? No, Georgetown with 1 second to go in the third quarter. Bundy right on the doorstep. That is absolutely demoralizing. It appears as if the clock had run all the way down and Marquette's defense was just trying to get themselves off the field, but Haley with the pass inside, his 5th assist, Bundy buries it, and Marquette trails 17-10 at the end of 3 quarters. Caraway, Petkevich, Hess all with 3 goals for Georgetown. James Riley has won 24 of 28 faceoffs. Marquette Going to need some kind of momentum. They will need 7 goals. A 7-goal run here in this second half if they want to come back. So we'll take a quick break here on this broadcast. But when I come back, the fourth quarter between Marquette and Georgetown, live at Cooper Field in Washington, D.C. Back for the fourth quarter of action between Marquette and Georgetown. The Hoyas lead 17-10 thanks to a 9-2 third quarter. James Riley dominating at the faceoff dot, and there's another win. He is at 25 of 29. Marquette has won just 5 faceoffs today. Georgetown successfully clears this one. Marquette has changed goalkeepers. It's Sean Richard out there in place of Gabe Stein for the final 15 minutes of action, most likely. Here comes Petkevich up top. Caraway's shot goes wide. Haley is there on the backup. Petkevich. Georgetown works to Monroe. Now to Haley. Caraway. Looking at his options. Gets it back. Now he's looking for Bundy. Bundy gets it up top. Works his way to the right. Shot goes wide and high, I believe. Here's Haley initiating from X. Caraway, defended by Woodward. Marquette's defense moving around here. That shot also goes wide. And I believe Marquette had the backup there. Dylan Hess with that shot that went high, and Marquette gets the clear here, hopefully, if you're the Golden Eagles, and can take control on offense. Here's Fazio, bounce pass, finds his way to McClelland, and Marquette on the offensive. Fleming coming back from X. Moya over to the opposite side. McClelland back to Moya. Moya physical dodge inside. The right-handed shot goes wide. Marquette has the backup, though. Fleming is there. Looks like a reset of the shot clock. I guess that shot was stopped by McElroy. Must have gotten a piece of it. Fleming up top. Now it's work to Moya. Marquette seems to want the ball in Moya's stick when he's out there. Fleming working on Lacalzi. Strong team defense from Georgetown right now. Fazio sets the screen. Moya over to Mako. Tominovic causes the turnover. Big ground ball picked up by Mazzone. Georgetown trying to clear, and they do so successfully. So Marquette with an offensive chance and cannot convert. Georgetown leads 17-10. No goals yet here in the fourth quarter through about 3 minutes. La Jolla is able to bleed out the clock if they want. Marquette will need 7 straight goals, and based on how James Riley is performing at the faceoff X, that does not seem likely. Here's Georgetown. Bundy back to McDermott. Gets it back. Monroe passes the ball to T.J. Haley. Caraway up top for Bundy, who beats Sean Richard to the stick side. 18-10 as Graham Bundy scores his 10th goal of the season, his 3rd of the day. He is the 4th player for Georgetown with a hat trick now. And Marquette is in complete disarray. After such a strong first half for the winless Golden Eagles, Georgetown with a 10-2 start to the second half. And Marquette needs something insanely badly here. Looked like Halpert picked up that ground ball for Georgetown. Marquette tries to work it back in, and now it's picked up by the Hoyas. Halpert grabs another one. Marquette did about as much as they could on that ground ball and still couldn't pick one up. 18-10, the Golden Eagles trail at Cooper Field in Washington, D.C. Here's Graham Bundy up top for Thompson, who scored the first goal of today's game for the Hoyas after Mako buried the first shot of the day for Marquette. Golden Eagles sliding early. Bundy gets a shot. Save made by Richard. LaMarca picked up the ground ball, tried to send it in, and a flag is thrown, I believe, on Mason Woodward. Tough hit on the inside. Not sure who took it. TJ Haley. Yep, it was Haley. Woodward gets a cross-checking penalty. Two guys from Maryland with a big collision there. And Georgetown will go on the man up for a minute at 10:15. Well, Marquette's schedule doesn't get much easier from here on out as the Golden Eagles. Next week they have Providence. And after that, it's a matchup at Notre Dame, who's ranked in the top 10 by pretty much all media outlets. And then two matchups against St. John's and right back into the Big East ringer with Denver, Georgetown, Providence, Villanova to close out the season. And Georgetown converts on the man up. Declan McDermott with his third goal of the day. That is 5 players for Georgetown that have a hat trick. McDermott on the assist from Caraway, who's now up to 5 points today. Georgetown, such a strong team offensively. Bundy has 3 goals and an assist. McDermott has 3 goals. Caraway, 3 goals, 2 assists. Petkevich, 3 goals, 2 assists. Hess, 3 goals, 1 assist. Haley, 1 goal, 5 assists. Thomas Washington won that face-off. I believe. And then turnover was caused. No, they actually rule Georgetown picked up the ground ball, so that's 27-5 today. Wow. Tough day for Marquette at the face-off dot. And Georgetown now gets yet another offensive chance. Shot goes wide from Bundy. Marquette still man down. It's Woodward in the box. But Granger, Cox, LaMarca, Amarasana, and Corsell on the man-down unit. Here comes Corsell after the save made by Sean Richard trying to clear. A pass, miscommunication by Marquette. Ground ball trying to be picked up by Morgan Mako. That ball popped up, won by Georgetown. And Donaldson picks up the ground ball. Georgetown trying to clear this one, but Marquette picks it off. Granger was there. Sloppy play back and forth now. After such a strong offensive showing in that first half, Marquette, no life right now on the offensive side, mostly because they can't get any offensive chances. Kirshner to Freeze. Griffin Freeze goes left, passes to Kirshner. Pass goes wide, turnover for the Marquette offense. Golden Eagles are down 9 and turn the ball over there. Keep in mind, at halftime, this was an 8-8 game. As Cowan sells out to make that play. And now Georgetown gets the ball right back. Marquette still riding hard. Cowan caused a turnover, but Georgetown picked it right back up. Successful clear by the Hoyas. And with a 19-10 lead and 7:56 remaining on the clock, Georgetown can pretty much do whatever they want here. They can waste the clock. They can go ahead and score. And I don't think either is going to be to their detriment. Marquette, which led 5-3 at the end of the first quarter and was tied 8-8 after 2, has now been outscored 11-2 in the second half, down 19-10. Here's a shot inside for Cade McLeod. Richard made the save, and it looks like Hess scored that one. Not sure who the goal is officially registered to. Stats have not updated yet. Let's see. Dylan Hess officially credited with the goal, his 4th of the day. Richard had made the save on the Cade McLeod goal, but a scrum out in front was buried by Dylan Hess after he picked up the ground ball. And Marquette is now down 10. Milburn wins this faceoff to himself. Mako, heavy pressure on the ride. And Georgetown back on offense. 20-10 is the score. 20 goals for this Georgetown offense. And they are just firing on all cylinders right now. Shot blocked by Marquette. Couldn't tell who blocked that one officially. Marquette on their way to being 0-3 in Big East play. But the Golden Eagles certainly have had times this season of major success. This pass from Haley is out in front. Looks like Woodward will pick up the ground ball and take it over midfield. Marquette trying to get something here for the Golden Eagles. There's a pick, and here comes Fleming. Shot with the left, save made by McElroy. And Georgetown successfully clears. Here's a shot. That one was blocked. Chris Walker, senior defender. But Marquette is there for the backup. This 20 goals is Georgetown's high on the season. They scored 16 against Villanova, 19 against St. John's, and 17 against Mount St. Mary's. But Marquette is within a closer deficit than any of those teams were. Here's a timeout by Georgetown with 5:44 to go in the game. Both teams with some substitutes mixed in there. Georgetown able to put some fresh legs in and not really have to worry about the scoreboard, leading by 10 goals with under 6 minutes to play. Some insanely sloppy play here in the second half from the Golden Eagles. 14 turnovers overall today. Marquette 15 of 19 on clears. And really the main storyline, 28 faceoffs won by the Georgetown Hoyas and just 5 by Marquette. Individually, Milburn is 2 of 3 and James Riley is 26 of 30. Thomas Washington has won all 5 faceoffs that the Golden Eagles have. He's 5 of 22. Jack Devine is 0 for 4. David LaMarca 0 for 4. And Luke Rios 0 for 3. If you're Marquette, definitely not happy looking at that stat sheet and seeing those kinds of numbers. As looks like Noah Klein is inserted as the new netminder for Georgetown in place of Owen McElroy. And Georgetown is back on offense. Marquette has their normal defense set out there. Here's Jack Kelly, senior midfielder, defended by Corsell. Pass inside. No one's home. Ground ball. Scrapped for. Hallam takes a big hit. He's on the turf. Granger picks up the ground ball, and he's taking it in transition. Granger shot. Goal. Zach Granger. His second goal of the season. Scored one in transition just like that last week. And with 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter, Marquette gets their first of the frame. The Golden Eagles certainly happy to finally get a goal like that, especially in transition. It's never something they will look upon poorly. 20-11, Marquette's first goal of the second, or of the fourth quarter, I should say. Mako all over Cade Heverly, who won the faceoff for Georgetown, and Devin Cowan picks up the ground ball. Marquette sends this one over. And here is Fazio. O'Donnell coming out of the box. Colin O'Donnell around the crease in front for Fazio, who puts one bottom corner. And there's the second goal, the fourth for the Golden Eagles, the fourth one of the day by Ryan Fazio. Marquette takes, or the Golden Eagles take their second goal of the fourth quarter, I should say, and they're only down 8 now, 20-12. Golden Eagles slowly just trying to get some momentum here in the fourth quarter. Likely not going to win this game, but simply trying to get some momentum on their side. LaMarca trying to pick up this ground ball. Looked like Cowan had it and then forced out of his stick at the last second. Georgetown going to try to clear up 8. Under 5 minutes to play at Cooper Field. And Georgetown turns it over. So Marquette back on offense. Griffin Fleming off the field for the Golden Eagles. I think it's Holden Patterson out there with the rest of the attack unit. Right inside for Patterson. He gets shoved into the crease. Klein officially given the save and ground ball pickup. So now Georgetown will try to clear. Marquette hounding them, but Chase Lewin, number 96 recruit in his class, freshman out of Cockeysville, Maryland, picks up the ground ball. Under 4 minutes to play. In D.C., the number 4 Georgetown Hoyas defeating Marquette right now 20-12. 4 goals from Fazio and 4 for Dylan Hess, leading each team and leading all scorers. Here comes Georgetown. It's number 21, Connor Humiston, 6'1" sophomore attackman. This one up top for Nate Gentili. Now back for Llewellyn. Entirely new unit out there right now for Georgetown. Marquette picks up the ground ball. That's Woodward, and he'll take it in transition. Marquette just trying to get some positives here. Lessen the goal deficit. Pretty sure they can't come up with victory here, as Patterson takes that pass right on the doorstep, but can't convert. Cowan, right inside, shot. Save made by Klein. Looked like Cowan was in the crease anyway. Here's a failed clear by Georgetown, and Marquette back on offense. Aaron Joseph. in his first real action for this Marquette team this season. He played, I believe, on one drive last week. Here's Ellison Burt Murray, the freshman, seeing his first time on the field for Marquette, out of the midfield. From Atlanta, Georgia, the offensive midi, Stegman, back to X. Here goes Mako, up top for O'Donnell. Colin O'Donnell, that is, not his younger brother, Aiden. Stegman, right in front. There's a backhanded shot from Devin Cowan. He scores. Cowan with a highlight reel goal for Marquette, but it seems a bit too little too late. With a minute and 30 to go, Devin Cowan just puts one behind his back. That's one you see in the professional leagues. Devin Cowan with a nice goal for Marquette. His third of the day. There's a hat trick. 4th point for the Mount Laurel native. Here's another face-off. Washington and John Dixon, the freshman Fogo from Florida. He's 2 of 2 on face-offs this season. Make that 2 of 3 as David LaMarca picks up that ground ball from Marquette. And now a turnover by the Golden Eagles, it seems. Elliot Yaku with a bit of an errant pass. And with 1:20 to go, that might do it in this game. Georgetown can bleed out the clock if they want. Yaku and Vondenbenken are the 2 short sticks right now for Marquette. Not 2 guys you typically see in the rotation, but 2 veterans getting to see some time on the pitch today. Pass out in front for G-Town, and it goes wide, so Marquette will have the ball again. We'll try to clear. Here come the Golden Eagles. That's a successful clear by Marquette. Here comes Cowan, or that's actually Moya. Shot, saved. I believe Todd Kennedy is out there now for Georgetown, and he makes that save with 28 seconds on the clock. Georgetown successfully clears. We'll see if they try to do anything here or simply bleed out the clock and take home their 4th straight victory of the season. Woodward is defending, but it looks like Georgetown is just going to take this one to the corner and pick up the 20-13 victory today over the Marquette Golden Eagles. It was a strong first half showing from Marquette. They were tied 8-8 going into halftime, and Georgetown exploded in the third quarter with a 9-2 period and then 3 goals each in the fourth. But it was too little too late for Marquette, and the Golden Eagles take a 20-13 loss at the hands of the Georgetown Hoyas. 3 goals from Devin Cowan and 4 from Ryan Fazio to lead Marquette. In goals, Dylan Hess had 4, and then 5 players with a hat trick for Georgetown. James Riley won a great deal of faceoffs today for Georgetown. Riley was 26 of 30 at the faceoff dot. 16 ground balls picked up by James Riley. Owen McElroy made 10 saves and only allowed 10 goals for Georgetown, which is the high of the season. They've only allowed 5 goals. That's their highest game total this season. So Marquette can take that home. They can be pretty happy about that, but giving up 20 goals is certainly not something that you want to see if you're Marquette's defensive coaches. So the Golden Eagles take home a tough 20-13 loss today against Georgetown, and next week they've got the Providence Friars at Valley Fields, and they will try to bounce back and get their first win of the season. 0-3 overall, 0-3 in Big East play. But Marquette has had some bright signs this season, and simply ran into a buzzsaw today against the Georgetown Hoyas. So that'll do it for this broadcast of Marquette versus Georgetown men's lacrosse. The Golden Eagles take a 20-13 loss at the hands of the Hoyas. I want to thank everyone out there for listening into this. I'm Dan Abington. Have a great night.